it's time to pick my June TBR. So if you'd like to see what fun new ways I have of doing that, then just keep watching. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Danielle. I'm so glad you decided to stop by my channel. If you're coming back, thank you so much. You're so awesome. And any of you who are watching for the first time, or if you've come here a couple times but still aren't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? That helps me out a ton. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. It's free. That's all it requires. And then if you want to make sure you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, make sure you hit the little bell and put your notifications to all so that you see everything I have coming up. All right. So I have been doing TBR jar for my TBR picks for the months, and I love it. So that's not changing, but I do have an extra fun little way I'm going to be doing things. And this month I do actually have something extra different that I haven't been doing either. So June is all sorts of fun for me, heading into summer here for my summer reading. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my first 3 picks. Yes, I do already have 3 of my TBR picks picked because I'm doing a book club with a group of friends of mine. I'm doing a buddy read with my friend Heather, and then I'm also doing a book club that I'll talk to you about in a second when I show you the book. But so I'm going to go ahead and show you those 3 books first, and then we will get into choosing with the other methods that I'm going to do for this month. So the first one is my group of friends that I sit at a table with. We decided to call ourselves The Table for our fun little book club here, because we all sit together at the same table for Bible study all throughout the fall and winter. But then spring and summer, there is no Bible study. And so we still want to keep meeting. So we've been meeting at Barnes & Noble, and we decided, wouldn't it be fun to just have a book club together? And so that's what we did. So I kind of came up with the idea. They loved it. So I found a book that I thought we might all like, and this is what we are reading. We are reading The Lost Ticket by Freya Sampson. And this just sounds so adorable. And so I will kind of tell you, it's like this girl moves to London. She's kind of an introvert. She feels like love is not in the cards for her, that kind of thing. And she's on the bus this one day, and there's this elderly man. And basically come to find out that this man met this girl with red hair, because this girl has red hair. So he talks to her and tells her that he met a girl years and years and years ago with red hair just like hers on this bus. And he lost the ticket that she wrote her number on because they were supposed to get together. And so he has been riding this same bus every day in hopes of reuniting with this girl. And so basically now this girl who's on the bus, you know, that he talked to and is telling about the story from his past, her and some other people who ride the bus decide that it's going to be their mission to help him find this woman because he has dementia and it's progressing. And so they want him to be able to meet back up with this long lost, not love, because I mean they met one time, but just this person that he met that one time and was so excited and then never got to see again. So it's just like a good, you know, feel good kind of story about people coming together for a common thing that they're trying to do to help somebody, and then relationships that build along the way from there. So I just started this today, honestly. So I only read, it's like the prologue. Yeah, I read the prologue. So I am so excited to be able to read this with my group of friends. The second book that I am reading for June is a buddy read with my friend Heather. She actually sent me this book for my birthday. She has raved about the series, that she loves it so much, and so she wanted me to read it, and she said, I actually want to reread it, so maybe we could do a buddy read. So that's what we're doing. So we are reading the first book, Scythe. And Scythe, is it Scythe or Scythe? I don't know. Somebody tell me, please. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, and anyway, but it's by Neil Shusterman, and this is basically like a dystopian, and this is a YA, which I don't typically read. However, I loved Hunger Games, and she said, if you loved Hunger Games, you're going to love this. And so that was kind of how we got even started talking about this book. And so it's like this dystopian world where nobody gets sick. There's no, you know, illness and things like that. But to keep the population down, they have to take people out. And so there are certain people that they recruit or train or whatever to be the people who go in and take out different people so that they don't get overpopulated. And so this sounds crazy, and it sounds really good too. And it's a decent sized book, so that is what my friend Heather and I are going to read for the month of June together. And then this next one is so different for me, and I'm so excited about it. So you've heard me talk about her before. Her name is Maria. Her channel is Books and Mo, and I will have it linked down below for you to check out. Definitely, you should check her out. She is doing a book club on Fable, and I've never done anything like that before. And I also don't really read fantasy, which, I mean, this is like a dystopian fantasy, and, you know, but this is like straight up fantasy with like fae and everything, and like I haven't read books like that. And maybe the Spiderwick Chronicles, that would probably be the only thing that I ever read that was like that when my kids were young. And I did vote for this book because I saw that she was planning to do a book club, and she put like a poll for what book we should read or the club should read. And so I went in and looked at the different books on Goodreads, and I was like, ooh, this one just caught me. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to join this book club and I'm going to get this book. And so I did. It is The Courting of Bristol Keats. And so, like, look at this dust jacket. Like, isn't this so pretty? I love it. It's like foiled and stuff. And on the side over here. And the coolest part is, this is my first sprayed edges book. This is the very first one I've ever gotten. Now, I will say, when I got home the day that it arrived from Amazon, it was in a box on my front porch, and it was pouring, and I had been gone all day. So I was like, oh no, because the box was soggy. So I do feel like maybe it got slightly, I don't know, it might be okay. I immediately brought it in and like set it out to dry out, and I think it's fine. But I was so hoping, it does have like the purple end pages here. I was so hoping that it would have like a really pretty, like, you know, the actual book. It's not. It's really boring. There's a little building down here, but that's about all you get from that. But that's okay. So basically what this book is about Bristol Keats and her sisters, who they've lost their parents, and their parents have died, or so they think. And they're, you know, she's trying to stay afloat, keep her sisters, you know, like their life is going. And she ends up receiving a letter from an aunt, an unknown aunt, telling her that she can help her, you know, and with what's going on in her life. And so she reluctantly meets with her and discovers that her whole life might be a lie, that her dad might not actually even be dead. And so this throws her into that she realizes her parents are actually from a completely different realm where there are fae and monsters. And so she has to go there. This fae king tells her, or fae leader, he's the king, I think, tells her like he can help her find her father and stuff. But what she doesn't know is he's the reason that her family was on the run. Her parents were on the run and stuff in the first place. And he's just using her because he wants to find her father. And so it's going to be, I'm sure, this wild of all these creatures that I never read about. And just a totally different type of book for me. And this is a little chunky. So between this one and this one that are fairly good size this month, I think I'm going to have some good, lots of reading on my hands here. So those are the first three. And then now we're going to get to picking some of my TBR for the month. So I'm thinking I read 8 books last month. Something very exciting development in my life is I am going to be starting to watch my grandson 3 days a week. And right now he's like 2.5 months. So I am, you know, he sleeps a lot, and you best believe I hold that baby when he's sleeping. But there will be times when I will want to put him down and take a break, and it's good for him to sleep on his own anyway. And so I feel like I'm actually going to have a decent amount of time to read, but I don't want to overwhelm myself and feel like, oh my gosh, I picked all these books, not like it's that serious, but like I can't get to them. So I figured I will pick, I've got these 3 books, and like I showed you, 2 of them are fairly thick. And so I have no idea what I'm going to end up pulling for my other picks. And so I figure I will choose 3 more. Now I've been doing my TBR, which this is my new TBR jar, where I wrote down all of the titles of the books that are on this shelf right here. But I just recently got this shelf, and I decided to wrap a bunch of my new books and number them. And so this little jar has numbers in it for these books so that I can be kind of extra surprised when I pull those. So I'm thinking, because some of these are older ones and I really want to get to them. I mean, some of them are new too, but I think I'm going to do 2 from here and then 1 from there. But we'll see. If they're short, then maybe I'll do an extra one. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and pick. Well, let me come around. The first book from this shelf over here is going to be Kathleen Taylor, Funeral Food. Okay. Woo. So this is short, and this is a little like cozy mystery, but I missed when I was reading on the back. My husband was like, "Oh, you picked that up," because he looked at it on the shelf, and he's like, "I saw it said something about spicy, and I thought you don't like that." And I'm like, "Oh, I missed it." So we're gonna see just how spicy it is. But this totally cracks me up because it says there aren't many amusements in Little Delphi, South Dakota, and that suits Tori Bauer just fine. Widowed, over 40, and somewhat exceeding the Surgeon General's weight guidelines. Like, that just cracked me up. So basically, she works in this diner, or this cafe rather, and somebody ends up being unalived, and she is part of that whole deal. You know, I mean, that's kind of how cozy mysteries go. So we'll see. It is, but I am going to go ahead and read this, and this is nice and small, so that makes me excited. So that means I actually probably will do 2 from here too. So I'll do another one from this shelf, and I'll do 2 from this one, unless I get something crazy like Fairy Tale by Stephen King, which is huge, from here. So let's find out. Okay, I just made a face because I got Stephen James, The Pawn. I don't know what it is about this book, but every time I look at it on the shelf, I'm like anti-drawn to it. It's like, I'll show you. Well, obviously I'm going to show you. That's kind of what you do when you do a TBR. But this is what it looks like. And I don't know why, but something about this cover is so, I just don't like it. But I do like what it sounds like. So it's basically an agent who's called to North Carolina to consult on a case of an area serial unaliver. And he gets caught in this cat and mouse game with this said, you know, unaliver. And so it is the kind of thing that I love. Thrilling, chilling, and impossible to put down. The pawn will hold you in its iron grip until the very last page. I mean, we'll see. A captivating look at the fine line between good and evil. The pawn is not to be missed. Like, so it sounds like the type of book that I like, okay? But it's just this cover. Like, so I'm surprised I know the only reason that I did get it when I saw it at the thrift store was because of the synopsis. So we'll see. It's a fairly good size, but I said I was going to pick 2 from here, so I'm going to. And now I'm so excited to get into these. I had all this wrapping paper from my son and daughter-in-law's baby shower, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to wrap, because I love when I watch people do theirs like this, and I just think it's so much fun, because especially I just wrapped everything, and here's what I did do. I wrapped everything and I moved it all around, so I had no idea what was where. But I do have some things that are series or parts of series, and so I did those like an A and B, and so those I might kind of remember when I see it, but I didn't know how else to do it, so that's what I did. So number 17 is going to be the first one, which is right here. Anybody else make obnoxious noises when they drop things or knock them over? No? Just me? Okay. Anyway, so here is number 17. I like it. Doesn't seem very thick, so that makes me happy because then it won't be too overwhelming. I don't want to look until I show you. And it is... Yes! The Dead Romantics! Okay, I am so excited about this. I have been wanting to read this book. I just recently got it in my birthday haul, which if you did not see that birthday haul of books that I got, oh, I will link it up here for you because, and down in the description box, because, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. But anyway, this is one of the books I got, The Dead Romantics. And so it's this girl who's a ghostwriter, and she's having problems meeting a deadline, and her editor's kind of a jerk, and so she's afraid she's going to lose her job. And then she gets a phone call, and she needs to go home to help her family because her dad has passed away, and she goes, her family owns a funeral parlor, and then she sees this guy standing at the front door, this ghost, and realizes it's her editor. And so now it's going to be kind of obviously a love story between her and this ghost. So as I've said before, I am not a romance reader, not that I won't be, but I haven't been. But I feel like a lot of times romance comes across really corny to me, and I don't like spice. And so finding things that I like in that genre then are, you know, I mean, I have to look a little deeper. But this, since it has that supernatural element, I'm really excited about. So what an awesome pick for my first little unwrapping one. So let's see what we get next. Number 12, which is my favorite number, by the way. It's our family number, we call it. Let's see. Whoop. So number 12, also not super thick, so that makes me happy. I'm so excited. Of course, this makes me want to just keep going and keep going. But like I said, I don't want to overwhelm myself. My son was like, Mom, the Wi-Fi at our house is not that good, so I don't know with your laptop for stuff. I said, I don't care. It'll give me tons of time for reading. And he's like, oh, okay. So that worked out good. All right. This is going to be, ooh, A History of Wild Places. Okay. This sounded so good to me. It's basically like this, like, oh yeah, like a reclusive community is the word I was looking for, of people who kind of isolated themselves to keep out disease and stuff like that. And this woman ends up, she's an author, like a children's author. She goes out and she stumbles upon this community and she goes missing. Years later, this guy who is well known for finding missing people goes out in search of her and comes across this same community. It's called Pastoral. And he doesn't come back either. And so someone in the community, now I think it's been a couple of years later or so, or maybe a year later or something like that, he goes and finds this, oh, it says years later, this guy who has lived in this Pastoral for his whole life, he finds this guy's truck abandoned on the outskirts of their community and stuff. So he starts looking into things and realizing like things are not what he thought they were, and like just the lies within his community and stuff like that. So to me, this sounds so intriguing, engaging, thrilling. Like, oh, I think it's going to be so good. And it says, a story about fairy tales, our fear of the dark, and losing yourself within the wilderness of your mind. So I'm like, oof, I'm excited about reading this. So let's recap real quick what I'm reading this month. It is The Lost Ticket by Freya Sampson that I am reading with my group of friends for a little book club that we're doing. Scythe by Neil Schusterman that I am buddy reading with my friend Heather. The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson, which I'm realizing I never said earlier who the author was. Mary E. Pearson. And this is a book club with Maria from Books and Mo, and it's called Tulips and Tales is the name of it on Fable. I will put it down below if anyone's interested in joining in. And then I've got from my picks from my titles for this shelf, I have Funeral Food by Kathleen Taylor and The Pawn by Stephen James. And then my picks from my wrapped books over here, I got The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Again, there's several of these I didn't say the author for, but The Dead Romantics, Ashley Poston. And A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. So I think this is a really fun stack for the month of June. What do you guys think? This is, I mean, we've got it all here. We've got fantasy, we've got romance, we've got, what is this, literary fiction? We've got, I mean, dystopian, we've got suspense thriller, cozy mystery. I mean, I think this is a really well-rounded, probably the best one that I've had so far, month for reading. So I am so excited to dig into these. Like I said, I already have started on The Lost Ticket just today, read the prologue, but yeah, this is going to be fun. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Have you read any of these? What did you think of them? No spoilers. And is there something in particular in this stack that you are the most excited to hear my wrap-ups on, or maybe see a dedicated reading vlog to? Let me know that as well if you'd like to see a dedicated reading vlog to any of these. I'll try to make that happen. But thank you guys so much for watching, taking time out of your day to spend with me, and I hope you had fun, because I'm having a lot of fun. And definitely say hello down in the comments, because I want to be able to say hello back to you. Again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, like the video if you liked it, and I'll talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.